For generations, the women of the British royal family have dazzled the world with tiaras that sparkle like captured stardust, symbols of heritage, duty, and the quiet strength woven through the monarchy. Some of these breathtaking pieces are celebrated regularly in public, while others remain tucked away in velvet-lined cases deep within the royal vaults, known only through grainy photographs and whispered lore. The late Queen Elizabeth II herself wore dozens of majestic tiaras throughout her extraordinary reign, yet the true breadth of her personal collection remains shrouded in mystery even now. Fans of royal jewels have grown familiar with the modern favorites. Princess Catherine often graces formal occasions wearing Queen Mary's lover's knot, its pearls swaying gently with every movement, while Queen Camilla shines in the vintage splendor of the Greville tiara. But these beloved pieces are only a tiny glimpse into a treasure trove built over centuries. Some of the most spectacular diadems have not appeared publicly in decades. Delicate masterpieces, waiting quietly for another generation, perhaps even for young Princess Charlotte one day, a little girl who may inherit the most extraordinary jewelry box in the world. Yet last night, it was Catherine, Princess of Wales, future queen and beloved figure of modern royalty, who reminded the world just how magical a tiara moment can be. In a sweeping pale blue Jenny Packham gown, she arrived at the state banquet honoring the German president and his wife, their first state visit to the United Kingdom in nearly 30 years. Royal watchers who had gathered online and around their televisions fell instantly silent, then erupted in delight, because perched atop Catherine's head was a tiara so rare, so steeped in history, that many doubted they would ever see it again. Queen Victoria's Oriental circlet tiara, resplendent, towering, and ablaze with diamonds, had returned. The circlet, originally set with opals but later transformed with radiant rubies under Queen Alexandra's guidance, had been worn by queens for over a century. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, adored it. Queen Elizabeth II wore it only once in her long reign, and according to long-standing tradition, only future queens or queen consorts may wear it, as stipulated by Queen Victoria herself. Its reappearance marked a defining moment for Princess Catherine, not simply a fashion choice, but a gentle, powerful affirmation of her future role. What made the sight all the more enchanting was Catherine's serene poise. Over the past decade, she has undergone a transformation that has been both graceful and profound. Last night, she stood before the world, not merely as a princess in jewels, but as the confident, self-assured woman, slowly stepping into the mantle of future queen. Commentators were quick to note that she looked worlds away from the slightly nervous Duchess of Cambridge, who attended her very first state banquet in 2015. At that early banquet, held for Chinese President Xi Jinping, she wore a beautiful but modest red Jenny Packham gown, its simplicity reflecting her then-new role in the royal family. She paired it with the lotus flower tiara, delicate, charming, safe. It was a look appropriate for a young duchess still learning the intricate balance of diplomacy and symbolism that state occasions demand. By 2017, at the Spanish state banquet, Catherine had taken a confident step forward. Wearing the Cambridge lover's knot tiara, once adored by Princess Diana alongside a dusky pink Marchesa gown, she experimented with old-world glamour. The diamond and ruby Boucheron necklace she wore that night, shimmering near the neckline of her dress, belonged to the Queen Mother, and carried with it a thread of continuity through the generations. It was a bold choice, romantic and almost cinematic, yet still tinged with the softness of a woman finding her place. But last night felt different. It was not simply evolution, it was arrival. Catherine's understanding of state banquet dressing has deepened into something almost artistic. Her choices are no longer just beautiful. They are deliberate, diplomatic, layered with meaning. The pale blue gown was serene and luminous, and the Oriental circlet was not merely a jewel, but a message. A tribute to history, a nod to lineage, and a sign of trust placed in her as a future queen. And, as always, Catherine's meticulous attention to detail left viewers enchanted. A rare photograph from behind revealed something charmingly practical. The tiara had been secured not with visible pins, but with a clever twist of her own hair, knotted in place to keep the weight of the diamonds perfectly balanced. It was a small detail, but one that spoke to her quiet ingenuity. proof that even under layers of diamonds and velvet, the princess remains grounded and thoughtful. The tiara itself had not been seen in public for 20 years before this moment. To see it sparkling once more, restored to the light by a woman stepping elegantly into her destiny, made the night feel almost historic. It was more than fashion. It was a whisper of continuity, a reminder that even in a changing world, some traditions still hold the power to inspire awe. And that is perhaps why Catherine's presence resonates so deeply with the public. She embodies the warmth, strength, and steady optimism that the royal family strives to uphold. In every state banquet she attends, she brings not only breathtaking elegance, but also a heartwarming sense of humility, a reminder that beneath the jewels and gowns is a woman devoted to her family, her country, and her evolving role. Last night's banquet was a shimmering celebration of diplomacy, history, and hope, and at its center stood Catherine, radiant in a tiara that had slept for a generation, carrying forward a legacy with grace that felt as timeless as the jewels she wore. The royal family is known to coordinate their outfits for group gatherings. On the first day, Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine matched in blue ensembles, with King Charles and Prince William matching their wives in blue ties. Queen Camilla wore a sapphire blue silk dress under a cashmere top-stitch coat by Anna Valentine and a feather hat by Philip Treacy for the official welcome. She accessorized with a sapphire and diamond brooch that once belonged to Queen Victoria. Catherine's pin-straight hair marked a departure from her usual go-to, as she often sports curls or waves in her hair when she wears it down, with the new style similar to Princess Charlotte's long locks. Princess Charlotte has straight blonde hair like her dad William did when he was younger, and will sometimes add braids or bows to her hair for official public appearances. For the evening's banquet, Camilla's striking teal Fiona Clare gown shimmered under the lights of Windsor Castle, showcasing the designer's signature structured elegance. The dress featured a rich jacquard fabric with a subtle metallic sheen, creating a regal silhouette perfectly suited to a state occasion. Long sleeves and a gently fitted bodice offered a dignified finish, one that balanced sophistication with Queen's reliable, understated style. She topped off her look with the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a headpiece that she made her debut in back in 2023. Queen Elizabeth was closely associated with the tiara, wearing it on numerous occasions throughout her 70 years on the throne, including in depictions of her on some British and Commonwealth banknotes and coins.